Holy crap. Check this place out. And we are going to actually go into that, and we're going to rappel down. This right here is the cap. This is the seal over that mine shaft. This thing ended up producing 276 million pounds of copper. Going over these wooden planked Firesteel bridges can be a little nerve-wracking. What's up, everyone? I hope you're doing great. And today I am in Mass City, Michigan, and I am at the southern trailhead of one of the most popular routes in the Keweenaw Peninsula, the Bill Nicholls Trail. Now, just to my left right here is the Adventure Mine. It is one of many historical mines that popped up in the mid to late 1800s, and it produced millions of pounds of copper. Now, the Bill Nicholls Trail at one point was actually a railroad grade. It was the Copper Range Railroad, and it helped to haul a lot of this copper out of here and to help feed the Industrial Revolution and to build the United States. So today I'm going to take you on the Bill Nicholls Trail. We're going to check out as many of these copper mines as I can find, these ghost towns. We're going to go into a little bit of the history of them, and then we're going to just see what else is along the Bill Nicholls Trail. So let's go check out the Bill Nicholls Trail in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Let's go do it. All right, the Adventure Mine. Now this one I have a little bit more information about because it is actually still active. It is not active mining, but it is a tourist attraction. You can come here, go on mining tours. You can go down into the actual mine. You can rappel down into the mine and actually go into some of the lower workings of the copper mine. So luckily I had a lot of information that came from the tour guides in the gift shop. The gift shop was at one point actually one of the hoist houses for the mine, and the tour guides actually told me that this place was open from 1850 to 1920. During that time frame, they pulled 11 million pounds of native copper, high quality copper, out of the mine. Now right now I am at mine shaft number 2. This is actually one of the places that you can go in. Now I don't have a tour guide right now. We're not going on a tour, but I'm gonna bring you in as far as I can go. We're gonna come back here in a different video, and we are gonna actually go into that, and we're gonna rappel down into the mine itself. So the other thing I want to cover is that just like a lot of these other locations, the copper was found by more modern techniques because of prehistoric mining. So people came here and they saw that people from prehistoric times are actually mining this, and it shows on this map that they gave me that there are a couple adits, surface mining adits, that we can go check out. And I'll show you what was going on before all the more modern mining was going on. So let's go check out those adits. I think this is one of them. This right here is one of the adits, and it's just a hole that's busted to the side. They were digging, kind of searching for copper as easy as they could. Most likely this was surface copper, and they were able to just extract it from the side right here. And I can already feel the cold air. Like I said, it's just a kind of just searching to see if they can find any copper. Let's go see what's up on the top. Oh, this is really cool. Check this out. Obviously we can't access it. We can't get into it. I was looking here. This is one of those adits, is prehistorical mining adits, I believe. And what they said in the gift shop was they would build big fires along the side of the rock. It would fracture the rock and it would bust it loose. That's how they accessed the copper back in prehistoric times. Now, obviously, mid-1800s it came in. They had more modern ways of getting the copper out, and they were able to go down underground. But a lot of this started out in surface mining. So, as with a lot of these mines, the Adventure Mine eventually opened and closed and had different owners, and there were speculations of different types of minerals that might be here, and eventually it just didn't produce. And because it didn't produce, a lot of these mines shut down. There was no need for a railroad, which is why the rail system was pulled up, and luckily Michigan decided to keep the trail for recreation purposes, and it's very popular to this day. So this right here, Adventure Mine, if you're coming to the Bill Nicholls Trail, make sure you stop here. It's a popular place. You can go on a tour and check out the inner workings of the mine itself. Let's move on further up north on the Bill Nicholls Trail. All right, the Lake Mine, a couple miles north of the Adventure Mine is the Lake Mine. Took me a little bit to kind of find it. I'm gonna look a little bit over here to see if I can find the main shaft. But this was opened in 1848, so right around the same time as the Adventure Mine. And it was originally called the Belt Mine until it was bought by the Lake Company in 1905. Now, it closed in 1919, but during that time, it produced 7.3 million pounds of copper. Along with the Adventure Mine and a lot of the other ones, similar thing, kind of ran out, wasn't productive, and they ended up closing the mine down. And this is what's left of it. So let's go see if we can find this mine shaft. Kind of a chop right here. I don't want to go too close to that. You see right there? That could be. I don't know. I ain't about to get too close to that. I'm just kind of going up the side here. See if there's anything up here. I see some old iron right here. Makes me think that it almost looks like a cart rail. I just think that that right there is either a ventilation shaft or an actual shaft that accessed to get into it. So I'm starting to feel cold air. Usually when you feel cold air that's from underground, there's an open cavity of some kind. It looks like that's what we're coming up to right here, right there. All right, so I got my flashlight on, a headlamp, and I'm gonna go down here. Whenever you see like graffiti, usually there's a lot of people that are coming around there. This might be the spot around this area. Doesn't look like it. Let's see maybe it's up further. So many tailings right here. I just feel like this is it. Okay, so if you are from here or you have knowledge of this, the Lake Mine, maybe I'm missing it. Maybe that was the location and maybe it's up higher. I don't know. Jump in the comments. Let me know. I'd be interested to know exactly where this is. Let me go try going over there one more time. Check this side. All right, so that was the Lake Mine, and you know, like I said, it's near the Adventure Mine. I had only so much research done on that. I didn't know exactly where to look for the portal or anything where there was a mine shaft. It looks almost as if it was just blasted right off the side of that mountainside. So if you have any information on that, jump on the comments. Please jump on there. Let me know. It'd be great for everybody to know a little bit more information about the Lake Mine if they come here. Now, the next thing we're going to is the Firesteel Trestle bridges. Everybody knows those. If you've seen a lot of social media content on the Bill Nicholls area, you're going to see those Firesteel bridges. When we get there, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's go check out those trestles. All right, these are the trestle bridges. I believe there are only 2 left of its kind on this trail. Now, this bridge was built in 1899 as a means to get across these deep gorges and the rivers that run through. The Firesteel River runs right underneath this bridge. They needed some way to get all that copper out of here and up to Houghton. These bridges are also 1-lane bridges, so if you are coming through here, make sure that you are paying attention to oncoming traffic. Give them the right of way. They're used by many people. Make sure you don't get in a crash. You don't want anybody going off the side of this bridge. But these right here are the steel trestle bridges. Okay, so going over these wooden planked Firesteel bridges can be a little nerve-wracking, but as you can hear, so there's actually 3 of them. I said there were 2 of them originally. One of them is a little bit smaller than the other, but there are 3 trestle bridges. And our next destination is Twin Lakes State Park. Now that park is not open right now. Currently, it's a couple of weeks before they're gonna open it. They're doing a whole bunch of stuff to it. But that's fine, we'll just throw the drone up and we'll look at it from the sky, see what it looks like a little bit. And I'm gonna put some information down in the description anyway. You can follow along to that link and check out for yourself to see kind of some information on the Twin Lakes State Park. But we're just gonna enjoy the ride up. We've got about a mile or 2 before we get there. I'm just gonna enjoy trail riding a little bit. All right, one more stop real quick before Twin Lakes. I just wanna show you that right here is the intersections, and this runs parallel with the highway. It actually is parallel with the highway. It comes up to meet just in case you have any issues or anything happens, your vehicle breaks, you need help, highway's right there. Or if you just want to skip over this section, you can do that too. But we're gonna continue down to Bill Nicholls. So let's keep going. This right here is Twin Lakes. This is Twin Lakes State Park. As you can see right here, they got construction going on. They're doing a lot of work here. Some of the workers from the park, they actually said they're not sure what the drone regulations are. I'm not gonna throw my drone up here. And so I just decided I'm just gonna show you this real quick. You can see the lakes right over there, the sign, and that's the entrance right there. I'm gonna put all the information down in the description. You can follow that link. If you have any questions or anything, you can call them, follow it. It'll answer everything for you. This is one of the places that you can actually camp at if you're going down the trail. It's about halfway between the north and the south end of the trail. There's also a dispersed area. We're gonna go to that place and probably stay there tonight. So let's go and continue down the Bill Nicholls Trail. Okay, so there's this abandoned house out here. It's just way out here. Look at that. Somebody lived here at one point. I'm not gonna go inside the house, but it's crazy. I'm gonna go up. I'll probably fall through that if I step on it. Man, that's spooky. But whoever lived here definitely had solitude, except for people traveling on the trail. The nature is amazing out here. That's why I wanted to go on this trail and just kind of show some of the random things that you find. So you never know what you're gonna find out here in the middle of nowhere. Okay, back on the trail, and we got a couple miles before we get to the next spot that I mapped out. It's actually the South Range region. And from my understanding, that whole area, it's closer to Houghton. And my understanding is that a lot of the bigger companies owned a lot of those mines in that area. There's actually a company town called South Range, I believe. So there should be some old homes and things like that, because it was a little company town. I know Champion Mine is a place where you can go on tours. They have some remnants there. But I'm hoping that because they're owned by bigger companies back then, that there's gonna be a lot of remnants of it. And so looking forward to going there and seeing what I can see. I don't know if we can go on a tour yet. Might be closed. It's Monday. If not, I'm still just gonna get you guys some footage of as much as I can. And across the highway. All right. Pretty rough. All right, anyway, we're headed up there to the South Range region. Just a few more miles. Let's go check it out. All right, this is the Globe mine, and I didn't really find much to it, which makes sense because the research I did says that it was kind of actually small compared to the other ones. It only had 2 different mine shafts. One of them was actually actively used. And I think that this right here is the cap. This is the seal over that mine shaft. Now, if anybody knows that, knows this mine, a Globe mine, and can jump in the comments and tell us if that is what that is. It's at what was sealed up. Now, this was established in 1864, and it was eventually bought out by some of the bigger companies. In 1898, the Atlantic Mine Company ended up buying it out. And then in 1908, the Copper Range Company ended up buying it. So 2 of the big players in this area, some of the bigger ones that we go to after this are going to actually be owned by them. But there's tailing piles you can see over there. So it looks like this was the active area. It's just a smaller mine in comparison to some of the ones we're going to go to next. So yeah, that's the Globe mine. Oh, holy crap. Check this place out. Check this out. That right there is the Champion Mine. This is Painesdale. This is the example of one of the well-preserved sites, and actually it is a National Historical Site. It's on the registry. And that is, well, there's a guy over on the other side, kind of talked to him a little bit, but he is doing maintenance right now. He said it is not open for tours right now, but they do tours here throughout the week. It's Monday, so picked a bad time to come up here, but there isn't anybody here, so we're gonna go look around. I'm gonna show you this place, and we're just gonna learn a little bit about it. Just do a self-tour. So let's go check out the Champion Mine. First, as always, there's always the company office. This is for the mine captain, so I'm guessing that these companies did not have, the owners did not live on site. Why would they want to live out here? So they sent a captain to take care of all their work. So right there in 1902. And we'll make our way over here. I'm sure there's going to be some more information that I don't know. I believe this thing was opened in 1902. In 1908. So this would be the number 4 shaft. Rock house. So yeah, this was established in 1908, I believe. They're saying that the shaft went down 5,500 feet. Look at that. It's amazing. Now, another fun fact is, as I was on Onyx Off-Road, I found that the building over there across the street, over there, is also owned by the same person who owns the Adventure Mine. First one that we went to in the video, he owns that as well. So one of these days I'm gonna have to meet this guy. I emailed with him, but he's not around because it's Monday. So I'm just gonna tour his property. All right, so they got a little interactive map right here, kind of tells you the location. I'm not gonna go through the whole tour of this because we're gonna come back. We'll do a separate video. We'll actually walk around here with either the owner or somebody who knows a lot more. But from the map, that right there's the oil house. So there's a 1,000-gallon tank in there, oil for like the machines and things like that. You got electrician, of course you need electricity, electricians, and machine shop. The machine shop is right over across the road over there. And then over here, I believe that's another electrician house of some kind. And this is an old hoist house over here. And then this new building, well, it's revamped. It looks like it's, and I think that's a water tower, water tank right there, used for, obviously for water. And then this looks like an old rail grade. That's kind of what that looks like. But like I said, I'm not gonna go through here, and I think we'll come back and do a tour. We'll do a video, separate video of this place. Now, the Champion Mine was opened in 1902, from what I understand, and it was closed in 1967, I believe. So it was in operation quite a long time. And this place is huge. I could just imagine how this was back in the day. This is a huge operation. So yeah, we'll come back in a different video. That was a Champion Mine. Now, if you just look at this, look at the amount of tailings. And I'm already out of Painesdale. I'm already gone. And you can already see the tailing piles. They're all over, all the way out this far. That just tells you the magnitude of operation that was out here. Just a massive amount of tailings. All of that over there is tailings. It's just crazy. And I love this because this is where you really see how large it was up here. You know, you're no longer looking at small time mines, you're looking at big company owned operations. So we're on to the next one, and it looks like we're going to the Baltic mine. It's supposed to be another big operation. Pulled a lot of copper out of the ground at the Baltic mine. So let's get there. All right, I had a little detour. I was just got out of Painesdale, and this guy was on his four-wheeler and it was broke down. So I decided to stop, grab some rope, towed him back to Painesdale. So we are just pulling up right now. And get out and help him out a little bit. Get out here. All right, take it easy.
Yeah,
take it easy.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, for sure. See, yeah, I always believe in paying it forward. When I was younger, I had the same issue. I would always be doing stuff, and I'd have people stop and help me. And so I wasn't that far out of town. Turn around, take a little detour, and help them out. So anyway, let's get back on the trail. Okay, I'm at the Baltic copper mine. Now, this copper mine is actually in the same neighborhood as South Range. The South Range is more of a company town. And the Baltic copper mine was in operation from 1882 to 1937. During that time frame, the Copper Range company ended up owning it. They came in and bought it off one of the smaller companies. But within that time frame, this was one of the major players. This thing ended up producing 276 million pounds of copper. Now, just by looking at these tailing piles, it's very easy to believe that as a massive operation here. It had 5 different mine shafts, and the number 3 mine shaft was actually over 3,800 feet deep. So let's go look around and see if we can find any of those mine shafts. Obviously, they're closed up, but let's go see what we can find. All right, so I wasn't able to access it. It's actually a road that has a gate up. I wasn't able to get past that gate. And then I looked on Onyx, and it looks like the ownership is private. I did take the drone, flew it over the top. I did find some old ruins of some buildings that were part of the mine area. And then it looks like I found one of the mine shafts that were capped. I think that's what I saw with the drone, but it's good to have the drone because then I can just kind of get an aerial view of some of this stuff. So I wasn't able to get in and actually put boots on the ground and look at this stuff, but that's fine. A lot of these places, they do that for safety reasons. Completely understand. We're gonna go through South Range, see if we can find any old historical homes that are in that area, and I'll show you some of that. And then we're gonna make our way to the Atlantic Mine. And then our final destination is Houghton. So let's go. Now, in South Range, I did not find any historical company homes. However, as I was leaving on the Bill Nicholls, I did find another mining cemetery. Now, these are all from this region, a lot from back then. Look how old this, and I can't read that, but my research says, because there's one over there that says Russian, my research says that's probably an Armenian writing. The thing is, so many different European countries, immigrants came here to work in these mines. You had people from Russia, you had people from Croatia, you had people from Italy, Santoni, most likely Italian. See, here's another one, probably Eastern Europe, Greece, a lot of Cornish. That's another one from England. There's a couple more right here. This says Russia. I can't even read because I can't understand it, but it's amazing. So like you saw in my other one, my Eagle River video, the cemetery there, you just don't think really about the whole generation that was here and what they went through. Now that's pretty small, so that almost looks like it might be a child is buried there. So if anybody has any knowledge about this South Range cemetery, go in the comments, comment in there. I'm not trying to be nosy. I'm just trying to kind of show the history of this location, kind of give some homage to these people that spent so much time mining here. Now here's another one over here. So all these, this one right here, pinwheel. And you just look at some of the names on here. It almost looks Polish or somewhere in that region. Crazy. But very good history. So I just wanted to stop here and kind of show those, because I try to do that when I come through these historical locations. We oftentimes forget to just go see the people that were actually doing the work. And this is where they are. Wow. I mean, I know some people say, okay, that's morbid, you're walking around in the cemeteries, but that all has part to do with this. That is the main source of all this history, are those people. And I think we forget to kind of pay our respects to them. But I'm coming up right now on Mill Mine Junction. Now this location, I don't believe it's a mine. My understanding is this was a depot, and this location served as kind of a interchange with the railroad. I'll show you this. It was kind of a junction where the railroads combined and intercepted. And I believe if you go out that direction, you'll find Lake Superior, and everything would converge here, and then it would ship out to Lake Superior. There's a huge stamp, copper stamper out there, and that is off the trail. I'm not going to go out there, but yeah, I just wanted to go through here because this is part of the Bill Nicholls Trail. right, I took a little detour. I went over to the Atlantic mine. I was trying to find where that was, and I found the cemetery, but I didn't find the actual mine. I don't know. Maybe I'm just tired. I have no idea. So went over there, drove around a whole bunch and back and forth, and then ended up coming back. Now I'm back on the Bill Nicholls. I did have somebody tell me that it gets a little rough up on the end. I don't know if that's true or not. We're gonna find out though. So we're on the final stretch. We're almost to Houghton. This is the final stretch of the Bill Nicholls. Let's go do it. Oh, holy crap, he wasn't kidding. He said this is gonna be rough. All right, so we made it to Houghton. We're on the final leg of the Bill Nicholls Trail. This is where it all ends. This is where all that copper that was pulled out ended up. It either ended up here or it ended up over on the west end at Red Ridge. Now, if it ended up here, it ended up there. Right up there is the Quincy mine. You can see that building up there with the American flag on it. That is one of the biggest copper mines, the longest producing ones in the Keweenaw Peninsula. A lot of it was brought right across over to that over there, and it was processed in a lot of those areas right there before it was put on ships, sent out in the Great Lakes. Now, I was gonna go over there, but I'm not going to do that today. That is a whole different video. We're gonna go to the Quincy mine and we're gonna go into the mine, do a tour. We're gonna do all that. I'm gonna do that with each of these mines and do it in a different video. Today, for the rest of this video, we're gonna go up into Houghton itself and look at just what this little city became from all of that mining. Plus I need to go eat something, so let's go get some food. Let's just look at some of these stores. You have the Keweenaw Welcome Center. You got the brewing company. You hear that church bells. Oh, maybe we should go in here. Hey, look, copper. There it is. Food. All right, let's see if we can get some food. All right, what are we gonna have? This is definitely the library. I don't think it's for reading though, but I'm getting a Reuben. It's a double decker. Forgot the name of it, but see if it's any good. All right, so that was great. That was the library restaurant. And if you're in Houghton, Michigan, make sure you stop there. Great people. I was actually just sitting there and a couple people next to me, a couple guys just started chatting with me, and I only chatted for over an hour and way beyond what I had for food. And so I could have stayed there probably half the night chatting with them, but I'll be back here in September and hopefully I'll drop in there and see them again. But just the vibe of this city is amazing. So if you're in Houghton, stop at the library restaurant, grab yourself something to eat, and I think that about does it for me in Houghton. So I'm gonna go stop down at this dispersed campsite real quick and check that out. All right, there is one dispersed camping area. It's right off of Michigan 26 south of Painesdale. It is Lake Perrault. And if you're in this area and you're looking for a place to sleep overnight, this might be a spot you want to go check out. Now, it does get kind of busy. As you can see, there's a lot of vehicles here, but if you can find yourself a spot, you can go here, camp. For the most part, I think everybody kind of leaves each other alone. And it's actually very quiet here. So, Lake Perrault, if you're in the area, you need to disperse camp. Wow, what a lot of information. What a long day. A lot of stuff that we did today. Traveling the Bill Nicholls Trail. Thank you for coming along once again. I really like checking out the historical mines and historical ghost towns and just the remnants of what's left of all the mining industry in this area. Now, the Bill Nicholls Trail was once the Copper Range Railroad. Obviously, it was a railroad that served all of those little mines and towns all the way along up to Houghton. It pulled all the copper out of here. The grade was taken out of there. It was made into a recreation trail so that people can drive on there, take their bikes and whatever, motor vehicles, and go on there and enjoy it and just see all the history. Now, if you have a truck like I have, just a regular daily driver like this, you don't need a sticker. I was told you don't need a sticker. I went off of that. Nobody bothered me. You do the same thing. If you have any questions, I'll put the link in the description. You can follow to the Michigan site for the registration and licensing. If you're not sure if your vehicle needs it, you can contact them and find out for sure. This right here is one of the dispersed campsites I was at last night. This is just up the road from where I was at last night when I was down by the river, and I was just kind of doing some homework and just kind of relaxing over next to the river. Tonight I stopped here. I'm going to put the coordinates for that in the description as well. Lake Perrault, I'll put the coordinates in the description, but they'll also be on the app, The Dirt. I will put it in there. Twin Lakes, that's another place. If you want to go to an actual organized campground, you can go there as well. That's not going to be open until August 1st. The link will be in the description. But I had a blast. It was great to go on that trail. It was great to run into people. There's always different things that you see that just are out of the ordinary. Now, with that being said, if you know a lot about these trails, you know a lot about the mining in this area, jump on the comments and let everybody know. If I messed something up, go on there and correct me. If I missed something, go on there and add to it. Everybody would like to hear the knowledge that you have. And make sure that you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel because I want to do a lot more videos like this, more that are historical like this. And until next time, I hope I see you on the next adventure.